Ice Age or Cenozoic DLC has been hinted for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Jurassic World Alive Update 3.6 has been announced, and a Jurassic event just took place and I went to it. So let me share it all with you in this video. So alright everyone, today we're going to be looking at the 5 new creatures that are in the Jurassic World Live update, whilst we also speculate on the creatures hinted at for the upcoming Jurassic World Evolution 2 update, which could be 10 plus creatures. Not in the one update, but we'll speculate 10 creatures. But first, let's get into the Jurassic event I just went to.
Long time no see.
So after reuniting with an old friend from school, he decided to be my recorder and we got a picture with Blue and Rexy.
Sub to Salzburg, by the way. Sub to Salzburg.
When the pictures were done, us Jurassic fans got around together to talk about what we were excited about in the future of the franchise, upcoming shows, you know, evolution. And yeah, then Rexy and Blue went on the Rainbow Road and it was so awesome. But yeah, that was the event.
Alright, so that was super awesome. But moving on to the Jurassic World Live news, Grygonith is being added to Jurassic World Alive. What is this, you ask? It is a brand new Apex coming to the game made of Grypolith and Giganix. So yeah, it's going to be a super hybrid of like Giga Nodosaurus, but it's going to end up looking like a Spinosaurus, although a very small one on the Baryonyx rig, because obviously it's, you know, Giganix is made from Triostronyx, which is made from Baryonyx. But yeah, let's move on. Next creature, Tapejara, finally in its way to Jurassic World Live. This one's an OG. It was in Jurassic Park Builder and Jurassic World the game, and honestly I thought they were going to rip them all from Jurassic World the game and put in Jurassic World Live, because that's exactly what they did with Cryolophosaurus, right? Except the only difference is Cryolophosaurus was only more recently added to Jurassic World the game, so it's a more updated model, so it makes sense. Whereas, you know, Tapejara was added way back in 2015, so that's a super old model and kind of out of date, so it's cool they've updated it. But speaking of Tapejara, Quetzaljar is being added. Now what is this? Obviously, you know, the name may be a bit familiar to some people, but Quetzal obviously stands out as Quetzalcoatlus, and Jara, obviously it's the Tapejara hybrid, so it has to be that, right? But what is it actually made of? Because it's not just Quetzaljar. We were hoping Quetzalcoatlus Gen 2 would get a hybrid. Not this time, unfortunately. It is made of Pteroquetzal, so Pteroquetzal's getting a second hybrid, and it will be unique once again like Quetzalryon. But moving on, T-Rexes. More T-Rexes are coming to the game, starting off with Buck T-Rex. So this one was recently added to Jurassic World game. I did just unlock it. Hopefully I have got gameplay of me unlocking it, you know, hatching it and feeding it and whatnot up on screen right now. I do really like the Buck. It is super cool. I did want it in the game. I was like, you know, the more T-Rexes the merrier, because T-Rexes on YouTube get a lot of views, so I'm a little bit biased. But it's very cool to see. But of course, you know, if you add Buck, you have to have Doe. This is the Buck and Doe update for Jurassic World Alive. So Doe actually varies quite nicely compared to Rexy, whereas Rexy's more of a less saturated brown color T-Rex. They've really saturated up Doe and given her stripes on the back, so you can really easily tell the difference. And obviously all the T-Rexes have different move sets, so some have got instant moves, like Buck has got the Immobilize, and Doe has this new maternal roar, which is like a mothering roar. But yeah, it's all really cool. Anyway, moving on to Jurassic World Evolution 2 news. A Cenozoic DLC was hinted at just recently on a Frontier stream, you know, the developers of the game. They said, you know, we would be getting 4 new creatures, and then they showed a picture of something, which was the Megalodon background. You can easily tell it's Megalodon because of the way the teeth are shaped. Everyone's been asking for Megalodon for ages, but what's coming with it? Because I think we could be getting Smilodon in this DLC. You notice how we've been getting one Camp Cretaceous creature each update? I think they're going to continue that trend and put Smilodon in this pack. Why, you're asking? You know, it's Megalodon. How does Megalodon relate to Smilodon? It's simple. Megalodon did not live alongside the dinosaurs. It was not in the Mesozoic era, not in the Jurassic, Cretaceous, or Triassic. It lived during the Cenozoic era, same as Smilodon. So this could very easily be a Cenozoic pack. But what else could we get in this Cenozoic pack? I think it's time Woolly Mammoth was added to Jurassic World Evolution 2. That is because how awkward would it be if Smilodon was the only mammal in Jurassic World Evolution 2? It needs a friend. Well, not necessarily a friend, but at least a rival. Am I right? How cool would Smilodon versus Mammoth fights be in Jurassic World Evolution 2? Heck, we could even get T-Rex versus Mammoth like in the prehistoric park. If you guys ever watched that, that was super awesome. But yeah, who else could we get for the fourth one? Because I'm going to guarantee you right now, if it's a Cenozoic pack, it has to include Megalodon, Woolly Mammoth, and Smilodon, because Smilodon was in the franchise, and Megalodon, obviously, it was teased, but Woolly Mammoth is just the main Cenozoic. It has to appear. But who else? I think Dodo. Highly likely chance. It is not guaranteed, so I'll go over a bunch of other Cenozoics, but Dodo is my main suspect at the moment just because of how well known it is. I would say it's top 3 most well known Cenozoics. But moving on, another Cenozoic we do know that could be in it, Sid the Sloth. I can't say that seriously, but for real, you know, the main 3 characters of the Ice Age movie would only make sense to have them all in this Cenozoic DLC pack. But which sloth would it be? Because there's a few. So Megalonyx is the one that's, you know, Sid the Sloth is most expected to be because of the size. But Megatherium is a more popular sloth, so it could be either one of those two. But let's move on to another popular Cenozoic, the Titan Boa. Everyone loves this. It's the massive snake, the biggest snake to ever exist. I would love it in this. And I'm kind of basing this off of Jurassic World the game. They made a statue of 4 Cenozoics specifically that you could connect together. One was Woolly Mammoth, of course. One was Smilodon, of course. The other 2 was Megatherium and Titan Boa. So they're obviously well-known Cenozoics. And another statue they made was Dodo. I'm going to base the rest of the things I made off of statues in Jurassic World the game. And another one just so happens to be Haste Eagle. This is because this is a really random one. It's not well known, I wouldn't say, but Haste Eagle, I would say they would add it because if they're adding another aquatic, that's going to imbalance, you know, the balance of pterosaurs in the game, pterosaurs and aquatics. So I think, you know, Haste Eagle could go in the aviary and be another flying one to go with them. If not, then I think another Cenozoic that's highly possible is the Woolly Rhino. Right, just think about it. I'm sure most of you have heard of a Woolly Rhino before. I think it goes along nicely with the Mammoth. You know, it did live alongside the Mammoth, I do believe. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I think most of us know. And, you know, we could just have 2 woolly creatures in this update, along with Smilodon, but obviously Woolly, it's not called Woolly Smilodon. But speaking of things that did live alongside Mammoth, Megaloceros is the last creature I think that could appear. But, you know, stay around. Why do I think this of Woolly Rhino and Megaloceros? It is also because they had statues in Jurassic World the game. They were picked for a reason. This was because they were bosses. One boss was the Dodo, and then the 2 others were Woolly Rhino and Megaloceros, along with Titan Boa. So everything I've had on this list, highly important. But yes, make sure to check out my previous video, HC Giga, Humming Collection Giga, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.